It's all good. So, okay. So that would take you from like a 60,
It's
70.
around to like kind of like an 80, 90.
Yeah. Okay. What is something that you could see that would decrease your confidence? Like take you from a 60 down to like a
Honestly,
40,
at this point,
30.
I don't think there's anything that can put me lower.
Ooh.
Honestly.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a really person that's really open-minded,
Mm-hmm.
and I always kind of like really overthink things. So for
Okay.
me to kind of say like, you know what, I believe in this. I already thought about it. I already kind of added the puzzles, and it's kind of like, damn, makes sense.
Ooh.
At least for me, makes
Okay.
sense, and it's kind of like, oh, you know, I want to keep looking into it.
Okay.
Maybe like to kind of like, they say, oh, maybe not. It will not push me like my beliefs in it, change it to a lower. But let's say someone comes and be like, you know what, they kind of give you the wrong evidence. It's actually like this.
Yeah.
I'll probably not go lower, but I'll be like, oh damn, I missed this piece. I didn't know this piece, and I will just
Okay.
stay at the same level and just kind of be like, oh,
Hmm.
now more information that I need to add up.
Okay. Excuse me. Would you be interested in doing just like a short interview?
Sure.
So I'm doing a thing called Street Epistemology.
Yeah.
So epistemology is like the study of knowledge and how we know things.
Yeah.
So I was asking people as they're going by, like, is there anything that you believe, you really think it's true? And then I can ask you, how do you know that's true? And stuff like that. It's just like a short conversation. I can set a timer.
Gali, siéntate. Sorry, she just.
No, it's
Gali, siéntate, mami.
really cute.
Siéntate, thank you, man. Man, Gali, siéntate. You can try to. Yeah. So just, she can just get comfortable.
Yeah.
No, Gali. Oh, she won't bite. She won't bite. I'm sorry for that. No, Gali, siéntate. No, mami, siéntate. Man, that's a good one. Honestly, I'm a really open-minded person.
Yeah.
I honestly really, something I for sure believe is that not long ago someone told me that supposedly right now the government or whatever, the top people, be telling us that supposedly our technology, the one we have right now, is the most advanced one that we have ever had.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know where he got that person. I don't even remember who told me that, but I know they told me that. I don't know from what resource or whatever, but I totally don't believe that at all. Cause the easiest for me or best example I can ever put is that I don't know if you know much about the Mexican or all the South America culture, like the pyramids, all that really back cultural stuff they still have. Like they have pyramids, like what's it called? Even Egypt still has the pyramids, you know.
Okay. Oh, the pyramids? Yeah.
So my question is, if we have the best technology right now, like we have engineers design our streets, our roads, everything. How is come they always have to spend at least every year have to work on it all the time, and the roads or everything that our ancestors built, they're still going on.
Okay. So like
the material, the engineering they put back then, it's something they can't even do nowadays with the technology, engineering, science that we have. Okay. At least, I mean, if the government really care about financial, like, why not make roads that will last us longer and stop spending much money building them every year better and better again and again.
Okay, and like wasting more money and materials. Exactly. Why not just build something that lasts?
Exactly. Okay. You understand me?
Yeah.
That's one. Also for the health. I don't know if you knew. Honestly, I don't remember what would be the right scientific word, but you can search it up if you don't want to believe me. But there's this like we can call it chemical on the bread that when it gets old, all mud and stuff like that. Yeah. That's something in a shot that we take when we're like in really bad health conditions. And I know the people who will use that will be in Egypt. They will let the bread get old and everything, and they will use that for cures and stuff like that. You can search it up as well. Because I know I saw that. Because on Facebook, I follow a lot of like historical and health and a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. So I saw it in one of my groups there. So I know for me it was shocking too. But you can even search it up, and that's something I totally believe that the science or what we know right now is not even half of what our ancestors already knew.
Okay, so I think the claim that you're like what you're trying to say is like there were like ancient people were somehow secretly maybe more advanced in science than we are today.
And not only Egypt,
Okay.
in a lot of cultures.
Okay.
In a lot of cultures.
A lot of other cultures, not just Egypt. Okay.
Like, for example,
real quick, before we keep going, would you mind if I recorded the conversation? Like
sure, go for it, man.
Okay,
Go
I was just making sure. And then, can I get, like, your first name?
My first name is Jireth. Jireth.
Okay. Jireth?
Yes.
Jireth?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't need last name, just first name.
Okay.
I'll probably, bleep out the last name. But I have, like, a small YouTube channel where I upload some of the talks. So, at the end, I'll give you my card, and it has my contact information. And, like, if you're ever uncomfortable with, like, the way we talked or anything like that, you can just email me, and I'll delete it.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Yeah, sure.
So is that something that you, like, really believe? Like the ancient cultures were more scientific?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay.
That's something I totally highly believe.
Okay. Okay. So I would ask, on a scale of 0 to 100, where 0 is, I'm not really sure that's true, I have a lot of questions about it, a lot of doubts, and then 100 is no question, no doubt, ancient cultures were more advanced. Where on 0 to 100, how confident are you?
I'm like 60 or 70 because I still have a lot of questions, honestly.
Okay.
It's a conversation that I wish I had more answers. New people, if I could travel and ask like old people how it was back then, I would honestly love to do that, honestly.
To travel and
actually go deeper on all that topic.
Okay, yeah. Like maybe do some sort of like historical research, like archaeology, stuff like that, and like dig it up and figure out like if you can find something.
Yeah, because something for sure is that on the web you can find a lot of stuff. They're gonna put a lot of stuff out there. Okay. But I know for sure they're not gonna put everything. I don't think there's gonna be a way they put every little thing out there.
Like the governments and the people, like the scientists that do that sort of research, they're not going to put their really controversial findings on the internet. They're just gonna put okay.
So for me, only stuff that we should know. A big example is just with the Area 51.
Okay.
Well, there's some mysteries about that place right there.
Okay, like aliens and stuff like that.
Aliens, honestly, like I believe in aliens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But just my doubt is like, why is so much private? It's like, what do you guys keep it so in the low? You understand me? And if they care so much about the people, what should we know? What should we know what's going on in our country? Stuff like that. You understand me? Like, why do you keep it such a secret for the?
I'm gonna set up this camera real quick.
Go for it, man.
So, I think this is really interesting. Hold up, I gotta.
Oh, you're fine, man.
Real quick. She's like super well behaved. That is so crazy.
She's just struggled a little bit with new people and stuff.
Yeah.
No, Gali.
Woo! Shoot.
No, sorry for that, man. No.
She's fine. Scared me though.
No, I'm sorry. Siéntate.
It's all good.
Siéntate, mami.
Okay. So, shoot. 1 second.
Gali.
So, let me see. So, as far as like thinking that ancient cultures were more advanced, and you said you've seen certain things on Facebook. Like, is that where?
I've seen some websites, some we can say comments or posts, even with the scientific person that give the information, and there's a lot of information given about the culture. In Egypt, I know there's on the pyramids, there's drawings, there's a lot of stuff left behind that talks a lot about their history, their culture, how stuff used to be. So that's a lot of information that a lot of people don't take in consideration. Just basically what they see in the news or in a little post or something, and they don't really dig into it. So I like to read a lot. So it's some stuff that I always kind of get into, read and kind of look out to, because like everybody, I have questions, I have doubts, and I'm a person who really like finds history really cool, or really like controversial, because who really knows what happened in the past? How many stuff got left behind in the past?
So let me see. I would ask, like, so you say you've seen several, or maybe how many like people? Like you said, you've seen the scientists on, like, it's a video of like an actual historian like selling?
It's not exactly a video of, of a person like giving the story or explanations.
Oh, okay.
It's just basically like, let's say, to have like some chapters or pieces of information that's been given with dates, information. Like I say, it could probably be false as well.
Okay.
But so I'm a person that researches, like keeps looking into it and stuff like that.
Okay. So if you hypothetically, like, as you say, you're at 60 to 70% on this, like, if you hadn't seen those like texts or hadn't seen that written, that like timeline on Facebook, would you still be at like 60, 70%, or is that like?
If I will see it, let me say, if I will see it more constantly and stuff like that, that's like what your question is, or?
Well, my question is, like, you say you're at 60 to 70% because you've read some information.
Yeah.
If you hadn't read that information, would you still be as confident?
Yeah, like I wouldn't be as much because it would be information I never read, I never knew, I never even like got to my mind or even my understanding. Yeah. So I would definitely not believe it as much. But it's there on the same post. There's always people like adding like, oh, you probably missed this. Other people will be like, oh, you missed this also. So a lot of people like comes to it as well, and like everything keeps adding up slowly by slowly, like pieces and this and that.
Okay. So even if there's a post that like says this ancient culture had some sort of technology, there might be somebody that will correct that information or like try to update it or add to it, or
they're definitely there's people that sometimes add to it. Some people like, oh, you missed this, and like I said, I'm not that, I just saw it on the post, I'm not completely believe it. No, I go like, like they're saying this, let me kind of research it, and stuff like that. Obviously, like I'm a person that always says don't always believe everything you see and read. I always look into it, look for it, research it. There's stuff that sometimes they say, this happened, and eventually never happened. But that's what I'm saying. Like right now, that's why I'm at 60, 70, because I haven't really read too much about it. But at least for the pieces I add myself, it's kind of like, oh man, it's like it drives me. It kind of makes sense, and it adds more questions to the topic.
Okay. Let me see. Like, what is something that you could see that would increase your confidence in this? Like, you're at 60. What would get you to an 80 or 90?
Something that will really, it's like if I go, let's say, for me that I'm Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. I really believe, I'm really passionate about the Aztec and all the culture.
Yeah.
So, like, something I would really would love to go is like go and be like, you know what, this is our native. He really's been here for like, let's say, obviously not too long years, but he knows a lot, and then they can like speak to me and be like, you know what, this happened, because it's gonna be, for me at least, an old person that's been here for a long time, is a person with a lot of knowledge. That they know a lot of stuff that we don't.
Okay, so if they like, you're interested in the Aztec culture, if there was like maybe a descendant who had
if they were some descendant, like totally,
who lived in that area, and
or not like exactly that lived that area, but comes from that generation that knows like, oh, my grandpa or my grandpa and stuff like that. That would totally, for me, would be like, wow, like I would totally say with that person.
That is so cute. On your feet.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're a puppy?
Yeah, she's 7 months.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Sorry.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So, that would take you from like a 60, 70
to like kind of like an 80, 90.
Yeah. Okay. What is something that you could see that would decrease your confidence? Like take you from a 60 down to like a
honestly
40,
at this point
30.
I don't think there's anything that can put me lower.
Ooh.
Honestly.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a really person that's really open-minded, and I always kind of like really overthink things. So for me to kind of say like, you know what, I believe in this. I already thought about it. I already kind of added the puzzles, and it's kind of like, damn, makes sense.
Ooh.
At least for me, makes sense, and it's kind of like, oh, I want to keep looking into it. Maybe like to kind of like, let's say, oh, maybe not. It will not push me like my beliefs in it, change it to a lower. But let's say someone comes and be like, you know what, they kind of give you the wrong evidence. It's actually like this.
Yeah.
I'll probably not go lower, but I'll be like, oh damn, I missed this piece. I didn't know this piece, and I would just stay at the same level and just kind of be like, oh, now more information that I need to add up. You know.
Okay.
Because honestly, I don't think there's something that will put you down.
Okay.
On something that's kind of like historical, that's being probably proven or already with evidence.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there's something that you can kind of be like, you know what, I'm not going to believe as much anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe there is some stuff that you can be like, oh, you know, I probably believe this, but then I'm like, oh, no, never mind, I was totally wrong. Like, yeah, there's probably some stuff, but on this one, I don't think there really is.
Okay. So, in other areas, on other topics, there are things that could decrease your confidence.
Yeah, it could.
But
I honestly, I don't have one in mind, but
okay.
I don't doubt that would be one, like,
okay.
Something that I've always heard people discuss, something I don't really like to discuss about, it's about ghosts.
Okay.
Like, I think that's a topic that everybody goes up and down.
Yeah.
But honestly, for me, it's not something that I'm really, like, into, that I can't really give much about.
Okay.
But I think that would be a good one, I think.
Okay. So, I have a really quick thought experiment that also, before we do that.
Yeah.
How are you on time? Like, do you, like, I don't want to keep you here all day. Like,
I don't got nothing to do, to be honest.
Okay.
My day off.
Okay.
I was just walking my dog out. She has a lot of energy, so I spent here like 2-3 hours.
Okay. I'm gonna set a timer for like maybe another 5-6 minutes.
So that's fine, yeah.
Just in case, cause like.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, man. I can go on and on and on.
Right. Okay. So so I have this marker.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to test gravity, right? I'm pretty confident gravity exists. Like on the scale, I'm like 99 to 100% sure that gravity exists, right? Okay. And if I take this marker and I let it go, it's probably gonna fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Right? And I could test gravity like 100 times. Like I could drop this marker, or I could let go of it, and it would usually just fall.
Yeah.
But there could be a time, like hypothetically, like where I let it go and it doesn't fall, it just like stays there in the air and doesn't move. Or I could let it go and instead of going down, it goes like sideways. Okay. And so if like I have a way where I can see what it might be like for my confidence to decrease. Like there's a way for my beliefs to be wrong.
Okay.
And so I'm just curious, like if you say like you're trying to be open-minded, but if there's no way, there's nothing you could see to decrease your confidence? Like you said you're at 60, but there's nothing you could see that would drop you lower?
Yeah.
Okay,
so like for example, you say the gravity will change. Okay. But my question is, until then, you're going to still believe 99%. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to change until it happens.
Okay.
So right now, I'm at 60 confident.
Yeah.
But like I said, I never know someone's going to come and tell me, you know what, it totally brings down.
Yeah.
You know? So when that happens, it's going to be like I said, I said information I didn't know. That I would take in consideration.
Yeah.
Maybe, and like I said, it might not go low.
Okay.
Maybe it might go low. Maybe it's just going to stay the same, and I'm just going to keep adding information, keep looking into it.
Okay.
But the thing is that whatever I believed in, maybe I was right or wrong, it's still there. My knowledge maybe was maybe off, but the information is still there. The topic's still there. So it's just going to be more open. It's just going to be from A to B, and I'm going to go to C and D. So my knowledge is going to expand more.
Okay.
Maybe I was right or wrong, but you feel me? The information is still there. Maybe another way or another. Maybe, like I said, maybe the technology, let's say, I thought it was way more advanced.
Yeah.
They're going to say, you know what? Yeah, maybe it was advanced on these topics, but we're more advanced on this one.
Okay.
Then they can be like, you know what? That's where you're wrong. Okay, you know, like I didn't know about this technology, but now I know about more of it.
Okay.
Maybe I was wrong. But maybe, I was like, you know, I was wrong. My point of view wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah. So hypothetically, what if there was new research that came out, like new historical research that was like for the Egyptians, like when they built the pyramids, it was like we found evidence
they used this material,
and we found blueprints for the pyramids, and we found instructions on how they planned to do it, and none of it used advanced technology. It was all, just a bunch of people working together to make it. Like
until that point, I will be wrong. But until that doesn't happen.
Okay, but would that?
Well, that will then I will be like, you know what? My question was resolved.
Okay.
My dad was resolved. So far right now, there's not an evidence that says, what, like we can do the same. We'll do the same for like, I don't know, the rest of our lives or whatever generations. But so far, it's like they're still building roads. They're still going over and over. And those pyramids, I'm pretty sure they haven't even touched them.
Okay.
So like you said, you just proved me wrong that you know what, something that can change my mind, but
okay. Like, I wasn't trying to prove you wrong.
No, but like now you made me question myself. Now I'm like, oh yeah, he has a point. Like,
okay.
Maybe one day they could find stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe right there I would be like, you know what, like the Egyptians didn't really have the best technology. Now they overcome over it, but until that happens, so far I'm like, I still think. Okay.
All right, we can go ahead and end the talk there, but I really appreciate you.
No, you're good. Honestly, it was nice talking about it because now, like I said, I now question myself. I'm like, damn, like, what if they just haven't discovered everything?
Yeah. Okay.
There's still more behind it? Because I'm pretty sure there is. Like, not only just their construction, but like their magic life. Like a lot of people still believe. Like for example, like I'm from Guanajuato. You can search it out, Guanajuato, Mexico. Okay. They're known really for the mummies. Like there's still like if they're the main Guanajuato city, there's a place where you can go and visit. They have a bunch of mummies, like a lot of historical stuff from Guanajuato. For example, like that for me, that's why I believe a lot of magic. I believe a lot of the magic. That's another topic with Egypt or cultural. Like they have that's why I'm really strong on the topic because they have a lot of like similarities. You understand me? They have like a lot of things that like maybe they were not celebrated the same way or used the same way, but they connect to something.
Okay.
Like the whole like the whole like I said, the magic, like the underworld, all that stuff. That's something they all have in common.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of like damn. And like I said, like for example, all this like Mexico, Guatemala, Egypt, and like even China, they have the big wall.
Yeah.
Like it's still there. Like they had like all these different areas in the world had this construction that so far is still there.
Yeah.
So it's just at least it's just kind of like coincidence, like how it's not only one. Yeah. There's several,
Okay.
So that's for me at least the kind of like the blue flags or the good flags, kind of like the pattern. You understand?
So there's
patterns.
There's a lot of different cultures that have all come to like some sort of similar magic Okay.
And not only magic, just like cultures. Like for example, China, they have Buddha. And they also had back in the day they had Jesus. There's like in a lot of stuff like they always had a god. Everybody had a god. Aztec had the gods like the god of death, god of water, god of fire, everything. So everybody relates to gods. Everybody relates to gold. Everybody relates to power. Everybody relates to their own like little cities, their art divisions. It's like not right now that it's like Salem, Portland, Woodward. Nah, but back then it's like Salem had their own ones. Woodward had their own areas. Like you understand me? It wasn't that much. Like some troops work together and everything. Not all of them. But it's just stuff, there's kind of like patterns and everything. Like it's there. Like it's being thought, it's being spoken about. It's some books. So that's why it's kind of like, oh man, what's more deep into that topic?
Okay. That is also really interesting. I don't want to take up all your time.
Yeah,
but like,
sorry, man.
No, you're good, man. Well, I think like having this kind of talks, it's good to take breaks. So, but yeah, let me give you my card.
Sure, man, go for it.
And so, oh shoot.
I might try to reach to you because I don't want her to scare you.
Yeah, it's all good. Well,
Oh
shoot. So yeah, Street Epistemology is just like a way to have a conversation about beliefs.
Yeah.
I would encourage you, like, if you want to, like, you can go to the website, you can look it up on YouTube, and there's several YouTube channels that, like, talk about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I really appreciate you stopping to talk. Like, it was...
Yeah, man, and anytime, like, I'll obviously for sure contact you if you want. Anytime, sit down, have more topic.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a really person that really likes to know, like, about things.
Yeah.
So maybe I could be wrong on some stuff that someone else or even yourself, you're like, what, I found this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it at all,
Okay. If you email me, we could like set up something. I try to be out here like most
Yeah.
days, and especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
So if you see me out here again, I would love to like continue the talk, and we could talk about like the magic aspect of it.
Yeah, because I only come more like on like this time on weekends because a lot of my days off.
Okay.
During the week I don't really come.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
definitely, yeah, man.
All right. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Jireth.
nice to you, man. What was your name?
Oh, my name is John. I should have said that.
Yeah. Nice meeting you.
Nice
John.
meeting you, man.
Oh, okay.